as we move forward with the rest of the offseason here, we cannot forget to remember to make sure that we are grading all of the free agency periods from all 32 NFL teams. And today we are going to continue continue to do that, and starting with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We just did the Raiders yesterday. Now we're doing the Jaguars today. So yeah, here we go. This is more of the teams, I believe, from my recollection. This is their free agents that were set to hit their specific or were going to be free agents from their specific team, excuse me. So yeah, this is kind of a lot of different things going on here, and I understand it, but these were unrestricted free agents, excuse me. So as you can see here, a lot of different things going on. Guy like Will Richardson, Trey Herndon, and Laquan Treadwell all re-signed there. I thought all three of these signings were pretty good. I like Laquan Treadwell. I think he can do still a little something in the NFL. I can tell he's a former Vikings fan, though. It is what it is at this point. Tyrell Adams was also extended. Then you saw also Lorente McCreary, James O'Shaughnessy, and Adam Gotsis. He had to get a lot of stuff in high school for that. You got it, sis? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not making any sense with my jokes. And then also Tavon Austin, a free agent right now, but that's all right. Jacob Hollister signed with the Raiders. Nevin Lawson is currently a free agent, but then Jahard Ward, signed with the Giants. Damian Wilson signed with the Panthers. AJ Cann, the former guard, signed with the Texans. Defensive tackle Taven Bryan. I always liked Taven Bryan. I really did. I thought maybe the Vikings should have taken him. Maybe not in the first, but it is what it is. He signed with the Browns. DJ Chark also signed with the Lions. Like, what, a 1 year, $10 million deal? Crazy. And then Andrew Norwell, guard, he went over to the Commanders. Kind of an exchange a little bit there for a guy like Brandon Sheriff. Speaking of Brandon Sheriff, let's go over to their signings, the Jacksonville Jaguars signings. A lot of key additions here. So you start with Christian Kirk. Now, everybody's kind of freaking out about how much money you paid him. I get it. But at the end of the day, he is a difference maker. I felt like, with a better quarterback, with a higher ceiling. Let's be real here. Trevor Lawrence has a higher ceiling than a guy of the caliber of Kyler Murray. I do full-heartedly believe that, just from an arm talent perspective, not from an all-athletic perspective, but from an arm talent perspective. I think he's got Trevor Lawrence has a higher ceiling than a guy like Kyler Murray. Also, they signed Brandon Sheriff. It was a 3-year, $45 million deal or something like that. You love it. Love it. You bring in one of the best guards in the entire league. Gave this one an A. Yeah, you kind of start to button down that offensive line for the Jaguars, and it's not looking bad now. They're starting to put up some men up front. Also signed Evan Ingram. This might be an underrated signing, excuse me, because Evan Ingram has so much talent. He literally is one of the most talented tight ends to come to the game in a long time. He's had injury problems. He's had problems dropping the football. Maybe a change of scenery will do him some good. Maybe him and Trevor Lawrence can strike up something. And it's only a 1 year deal. I think worth like $8 million. So I think that's a great deal, especially for a guy that's got a lot of talent in the right scheme with the right quarterback. Maybe he can make something happen. And then also they signed, I'm never going to get any of these names right, defensive tackle from the Jets, Foley Fatukasi. Maybe 46 total tackles, a 61.5 PFF grade, run stuffing. You love it, you love it, you love it. A guy in the middle that's going to eat up double teams and continue to do some big things for your defensive line. They also signed wide receiver Zay Jones, who caught 47 passes for 546 yards and a touchdown last year for the Raiders. 3-year deal, I think $24 million deal, with like all the way up to like $30 million or something like that. So I thought it was a little bit much. That was a little bit much to pay a guy like Zay Jones. I felt like you could probably be in that $5 million range and be just fine, but it is what it is at that point. They also signed Foy Alokun. That's not his full name. We're abbreviating. We're trying to help everybody out here. So I really liked this signing. I felt, I hate to see a guy like Miles Jack go, but I mean, Alokun had over 190 tackles last year, had a couple sacks, 3 interceptions. He did have a 46.5 PFF grade, but I think he's going to be able to do something very special for the Jaguars moving forward. But again, I did not like the letting Miles Jack walk. That's a travesty. Then they signed Darius Williams, corner, and I thought this was kind of very interesting signing. I didn't know the Rams were going to let him go. A guy that just won a Super Bowl. I thought this was a very good value signing. Had 71 total tackles last year, 65.3. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and he's going to help you guys out on the secondary. Then they signed corner Xavier Howard away from the Bears, 15 tackles, 46.3 PFF grade. Gave this one a B. Again, depth signing, guy that might just play special teams, but overall, you love it. Signed also defensive end Arden Kay. This is one of my favorite signings out of this Jaguars class because had 6.5 sacks last year for the 49ers, 22 total tackles. This might be a very underrated signing for them. I think he could come off the edge, give a little fierceness to that Jaguars defense, and do a lot of good things. Also, they signed Ryan Santoso. I believe that's how you say his name, or Santosa. I apologize, but overall went 3 for 3 in field goals last year and hit 6 out of 8 extra points. So, but yeah, a lot of good things going on with this particular free agency period for the Jaguars, and I'm excited. I think they're going to continue to do a lot of good things. There were a couple players I was like, it's a little bit money, but if you got the money, why not make sure you can bring the guy in? So I think they did some very positive things with this. I think they're going to continue to build through the draft, and the Jaguars might not be the worst team in the NFL next year. I think they're going to start rebuilding quickly, and I think they're going to be a tough team to contend with down the road, especially if Trevor Lawrence can pan out. I think that's definitely going to make things a lot more interesting. But let us know what you guys think of our grades for the Jacksonville Jaguars free agency. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. In the description down below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think of our grading of the Jacksonville Jaguars free agency.